I've served on many, many boards and been a part of many, many organizations, and seldom or never have I ever found anyone who reaches the level of Brian in terms of the time that he takes to study the issues, to educate himself, and then to craft intelligent arguments in favor of his position.
I think that for both my mother and father, it's their dedication to the duty. That I remember growing up in the early 60s to where we might go out for a family dinner and then we would have to wait out in the station wagon while Dad stopped by to do a house call to check in on a young child or an infant. I think their greatest accomplishments for both my mother and father have been the degree to which they've continued to reach out no matter what the circumstances, and it was never so much about politics as it was about betterment and about health. That for my father, it was the involvement in the dealing with the polio epidemic, which at the time in the 50s was just such a scary thing that haunted, I think, all of us as a country. And then for my mother, it was the interest to see that we didn't forget about the roots that we came from and the efforts that she's made throughout her life to stay involved in historical societies and in other organizations so that people understand the foundations from which we all come from.
Well, what sets Brian apart from many people that would be deserving of such an award is the fact that he's such a dynamic individual, I think. I really think he got it from his family, because he's mentioned his family in the past. He likes to talk about them. And I think they really sort of created an environment for him and a sort of an education as to the importance of what you can do for the people around you. And I think that's become a very important part of his life. And he's very, very serious about that.
Bob, of course, is a pediatrician, but I knew him after he pretty much retired, and he's a local historian. Betty she's the one who will take upon herself any cause that she believes is just and further that cause. Brian is a result of his upbringing. You know, heaven forbid that Brian would ever die or move away from West Texas, because we need Brian here. He gives us here a different perspective that I think that West Texas needs.